Hey everyone, let's talk about France. When you think of France, what comes to mind? The Eiffel Tower glittering at night? Croissants so buttery they melt in your mouth? Maybe sophisticated fashion or revolutionary ideas? Well, today we're diving deep into the story of France. How it was born, why it's so darn famous, and some mind-blowing stats you probably didn't know. So how did France even become France? Let's rewind the clock. Way back, the area was known as Gaul, and it was inhabited by Celtic tribes. Then in swoops Julius Caesar and the Romans around 50 BC. They stayed for about 500 years, leaving behind aqueducts, arenas, and their language Latin, which would eventually evolve into French. But the real birth of France starts with the Franks, a Germanic tribe. Their leader, Clovis, united the region in the late 5th century, converted to Christianity, and established the Merovingian dynasty. This is considered the first French kingdom. Fast forward a few hundred years to Charlemagne, a legendary king who built a massive empire. After he died, his grandson split the empire, and the western part, West Francia, became the foundation of modern France. It wasn't a straight line, of course. There were centuries of kings, wars like the 100 Years' War with England, and shifting borders, but that's the origin story in a nutshell. From Gaul, through Rome, to the Franks. Okay, so that's how it started. But why is France so famous? I mean really famous. First up, revolution. The French Revolution of 1789 wasn't just a French thing, it was a world-changing event. The cry of liberté, égalité, fraternité, liberty, equality, fraternity, inspired movements for democracy and human rights across the globe. It completely reshaped modern politics. Then there's the culture. We're talking about art that defined entire movements. Monet and Impressionism, Delacroix and Romanticism. Literature from giants like Victor Hugo and Albert Camus. And of course, the food. From Michelin-starred restaurants to the simple perfection of a fresh baguette and cheese. French cuisine is a UNESCO-recognized cultural treasure. Let's not forget wine. Bordeaux, Burgundy, Champagne, need I say more? This cultural power, or soft power, has made France a global trendsetter for centuries. And finally, let's hit some numbers because they are wild. France is the most visited country in the world. Before the pandemic, it was welcoming nearly 90 million tourists a year. That's more people than the entire population of Germany visiting every single year. Speaking of population, France has about 65 million people. But here's a crazy stat: France has 12 different time zones. More than any other country. Why? Because of its overseas territories scattered all around the globe, from the Caribbean to the Pacific. Love cheese? France produces over 1,600 different types of cheese. If you ate a new French cheese every single day, it would take you more than 4 years to try them all.
And one last thing. The French military is the only one in Europe that still has carrier pigeons in its ranks.
They're kept for emergency communication, just in case all modern technology fails. How cool is that? So from ancient tribes to a global cultural powerhouse, France is a country with a story at every corner. It's a nation born from conquest and revolution, famous for its art and ideas and full of surprising secrets. Next time you see the Eiffel Tower in a movie, you'll know it's just the tip of a very, very deep and fascinating iceberg.